Hi everyone, welcome to Online Study for You. My name is Ankan, and in this video we are looking at the Deloitte online assessment which happened on 23rd January 2025. Now, the problems I haven't personally seen the problems from Deloitte online assessment, but these are some of the problems which the students have come up with, which they were asked during their examination, right? So the problems as far as which I'm going to discuss here are pretty easy. They are extremely easy, I should say. Yeah, you can even look at the first problem on your screen. It says sum of even and odd numbers from a list. So you have to write a program that takes a list of integers as input, calculate and print the sum of even numbers and the sum of odd numbers in the list. Okay, so it's extremely simple. You're just given a list. Okay, you simply have to add up all the even numbers. You simply have to add up all the odd numbers. Okay, so the simplest way of doing it, I mean, that time complexity would be optimal in any way. So the simplest way of doing it, you just traverse through the array. If the number is divisible by 2, it's an even number, so you add it up separately. The number is not divisible by 2, it is an odd number, you add it up separately. So the code of this is extremely simple. You just take a vector. Okay, I've defined a function where you pass on the vector. Look at the function. You have taken two different variables for calculating the sum separately. Just go through the array. If the number is divisible by 2, it's an even number, so you add it in the even sum. If the number is not divisible by 2, then you know it's a odd number. If it's an odd number, you add it in the odd sum. So in this case, if I take a different example now, the even number is 2 plus 4 plus 6, which is 12. The odd number is 1 plus 3, 4 plus 5, 9 plus 7, 16. So 12 and 16. Yeah, if you look at this, even numbers, the sum is 12. The sum of odd numbers is 16. Okay, so this is the C++ code. Really simple. Time complexity is, of course, we've taken a loop. So time complexity is O of n. No brainer, really. Okay. The same will also be extremely simple in Java. You can just look it out. Just import everything. Just take a list of integers here, right? Just call the function. Exactly the same thing what we did in C++. Loop through. If it is even, add it in the even sum. If it is odd, add it in the odd sum. Very, very simple. Time complexity is O of n once again. Cool. So that was the first problem. Really, really simple. The second problem is also really, really simple if you look at it. So this is the second problem. Just a second. Yeah, okay. Filter characters from a string. You have to write a program that takes two strings as input, a target string and a reference string. You have to remove all the characters from the target string that are not present, that are present in the reference string. So essentially, if your target string is programming here, right, and you see that your reference string is grm. So essentially, whatever is present in the reference string, G, R, and M, you have to remove all occurrences of G, R, and M from this programming here. Okay. So the way in which you can simply do this is, essentially you have to search, right? You have to, for example, G, R, and M, you remove the R here, remove the R here, remove the G here, remove the M here, remove the G here. All occurrences of G, R, and M will be replaced, right? So yeah, so the answer what you get is P, O, A, I, and N. So the answer is P, O, A, I, N. Okay, as you can see, that is your answer. Okay, so how will you do this? It's also extremely simple. In order to make it optimal, what you essentially need to do is you just need to search, right? You need to literally traverse through the you just need to traverse through the target string, and for every string you simply have to check if this string is present in the reference string or not. How will you check that? Maybe you can take the reference string in the form of a set, because you know a search operation in set is really optimal, because if you take an unordered set, the find in C++ or the find in Java, right? So I think in Java it's called contains. Right. So both of these operations in unordered set, or in Java we call it hash set, right? So both of these operations should be O of 1. So in that way, if we take a loop outside, so O of n would be a time complexity, which is optimal, right? So you just traverse through this target string and put the find operation. Okay, you just put the find operation. I mean, you just have to do the find operation of that character in the reference set, essentially. Right, I hope you got what I am saying. What you essentially have to do is this grnm, you just take a set, and the set will contain, in this case, grnm. Okay, so G, R, and M. That's what the set will contain. Okay, and what you will do is you will simply traverse and check if P is present in the set or not, if R is present in the set or not, if G is present in the set or not. But simply the find of operation in C++ contains in Java. Right? This operation is really optimal. It's just O of 1. Okay. Yeah. So that would be our approach. We can start to code this up right now. Okay. Right. So I have opened up the C++ compiler. We can just code it up. So we are given the reference and the target. So maybe, okay, you can always, so I'm doing it in C++ for now. You can always take a user input, but for now, for taking that example, let's just hard code it. But of course, you can just take a user input of both of these strings, right? I guess it was grm, right? Yeah. So, and okay, so what I can do is I can simply create a function which would simply, okay, I have to print it, right? I can simply print inside the function as well. Okay, so void, I can write something like filter, and here I will take the string. You can pass it by reference, of course, target, and the string is the reference string. What I just have to do is I just have to call off this function, right? Filter, just put off both the strings, target and ref. Okay. And now what I simply need to do is, I have the two strings with us. First, I need to put the reference string in my set, so that later on, when we are searching, through this set, it becomes really optimal. So how do I put all of the string into my set? It's extremely easy. Just take an unordered set, and it will of course be of char, because I have to put the individual characters, as you can see here, G, R, and M. These are individual characters. So just take a set, we can name it as S or whatever, it does not matter. And over here, or you can actually name it as a ref set, good for the naming conventions. And here you can just put all the entire string which you have. The string is ref, so it will simply be ref.begin. So you just have to spread out the entire string in the set, ref.end. Okay. When you do this, essentially your reference string is inside your reference set. So essentially you have this particular set with you already now. Okay. Now the thing is, so what I have to print is essentially I need to search, right? So I need to go through my target string. So each character of my target string, and I need to check if the ch character, whatever it is, if the ch character is present in my reference set or not. I just have to find, right? So if ref set dot find ch, so I'm checking if my particular character of this target is present in this reference set or not. If it is not present, then it will be ref set dot end. So if it is equal to ref set dot end, then it is not present. So only if it is not present, maybe what I can do very simply is I can take a separate string called string answer. Okay. And in the new string answer, I will only push off those characters which are not present. So in that way, the characters which are present, I am ignoring them. Right. So you just put it there, answer plus equal to ch. And you come out of the for loop, you just print it. whatever, you can print it directly also. You can write something like filtered string, whatever, and you just print out your answer. Okay, I hope we haven't made any syntax errors here, but okay, let's run this. We haven't made any syntax error. It's POAIN, and yeah, it was POAIN over here. Okay, so it's really simple. Okay, and the time complexity is O of n, because the time complexity of this search operation should be O of 1 when you're taking an unordered set. I've taken an unordered set here. Okay, and this is O of n, so total time complexity is O of n. Okay, same thing I've also done it in Java. You can also check out the Java code. I also have it here, exactly the same thing. So what we did is exactly same. Just take two strings, pass it in the function. You take a set, which is a reference set. You just put all the characters of the reference string in your reference set. Then you do the exact same thing. You just go through all of the characters of the string target. If this particular character is not present, okay, so you see a not here. If it is not present, this not is there, then only you append it into your answer. Answer is a new string builder which you have taken here. Okay, and you just print it. Okay, so this is a new string builder. You'll only push it into your result string builder if it is not found in the set, right? Because if it is found in the set, then I have to remove it. So I'm ignoring it essentially. In that way, I'm only adding the answers. I'm only adding the characters which are not present in the reference set. Okay, so this should also give me POAIN, which is getting printed here, as you can see in the output. Okay. All right, so those were some, both of them were really easy questions, pretty easy questions. Yeah, I hope you have understood both. I'll meet you in the next video.